So one person thought it was a smart idea. He called 911.
Oh my God.
But before they called 911, they said they want to stage the scene. So they walked a mile, bought two people, grabbed the deer, the dead deer.
Everybody,
It was dead, yeah, it was dead. It was torn in half.
Yeah.
So they grabbed the deer, they brought it all the way to the front of the car, and they put it in front of the car.
Yeah, staged it nice.
So they staged the accident, and they called.
Bro. Welcome to BTN, Beyond the Now. I am your host, Ali, and my co-host.
Welcome to BTN. This segment exclusively coming from Beyond the Nile.
The Nile. Yes.
So we're going to take you on a road trip.
Yeah.
And we're going to take you on a road trip. This time, he's going to be taking you on the road trip. I'm putting my seatbelt on, shotgun.
Enjoy the ride, huh?
I'm going to enjoy the ride. It's going to be funny. Go ahead.
All right, man. I got a little short story for you guys. I'm trying to recollect everything, but I remember when I was young, man, I think this was like middle school, so like 6th, 7th grade, you know what I mean?
All right.
I remember my mom and dad, they always worked, and so the rule is when both parents are at work, the big brother's in charge.
Yeah.
Which is Ahmed.
That's the Sudanese culture.
That's
The older brother always in charge.
Always. But the youngsters, they don't like that. You know what I mean?
Especially if you're like 1 year behind them too.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'd be
I'm
like,
nah,
man, who you think you are?
You're not finna tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I remember vividly, man, one school night, we got off of school and all my friends were outside. And we came back home, put our stuff up, and I wanted to go outside. But obviously both parents are not there, and, mom and dad have a rule. When we're not there, nobody goes outside.
He tried to tell you not to go outside?
Nobody goes outside until they get back. Mind you, we got out of school like around like 3 or 4 p.m.,
Yeah.
Parents get off at like 5:30, maybe 6.
It's a good time to sneak out.
That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah. So you feel what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good time to sneak out.
You know exactly what I'm feeling. So yeah, man, came back, put my backpack up, my friends outside. Hey, come outside. And I was like, yo, I gotta go outside, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put his foot down. He's like, nah, bro. You're not stepping outside today, bro.
Speaking of putting the foot down,
That's another story for another time, Exactly, bro. And so, I was just so mad. I was like, no, bro, I'm not about to lose no sunlight. I'm about to go out there and have fun with my friends,
Yeah.
So I went through the basement and I got outside, you know what I mean?
The back door.
The back door, Ahmed is upstairs in the living room chilling. All the other siblings chilling. Yeah. I went through the back door, went and played all day, And so, you always got to kind of look at the time and know that when the parents going to come back. Yeah. So I timed it perfectly to where I have a little 10-minute gap, So I went in. I was...
Damn, 10 minutes squeezed it too tight, man.
I squeezed it too tight, but I was having too much fun.
30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Nah, you know me, bro. I was having too much fun, bro.
You was ready to risk it all.
I was risking it all, bro. We were playing some good games, you know what I mean? And so I came back to the house, and like the door that I usually get in the back door, was locked.
He liked it. He knew you were out.
Yeah, he locked me out
That's
completely.
A setup.
Yeah. And so I tried to open the door. It wasn't working. So I went through the front door. I was trying to open it. It wasn't working.
Oh, he
so
said
I was looking at the window. I was like, yo, Muhammad. My younger brother, I told him to come open the door. He's like, no, Ahmed is in charge.
Shit.
He's like, Ahmed is in charge, bro. I can't, go against the bed. I was like, all right, cool. So I was like, yo, let me in, bro. Like, they're not trying to let me in at all,
Yeah. You're hard-headed, huh? You ain't trying to listen.
Nah, bro. I was hard-headed, bro. And so my dad, the house that we were living in, it's a duplex. In the back, there's a sliding door.
Yeah.
Big sliding door with glass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went back then. I was just like trying to do whatever I can to open it. It wasn't working. And so I was like, yo, man, let me in, He's not budging at all. It's like, you about to find out today. I was so mad, bro. So the thing is, like, I was trying to get in, but it wasn't happening. So I was
you weren't trying to get your ass beat.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to take an ass whooping today if I don't get inside this house. You know what I'm saying? So
Ali, what you doing? I was like, Ali,
I was just grabbing the mail. You know what I mean?
I was grabbing the
glass. I could have played it off that way, but I
the glass is dirty from the outside. I wanted to clean
it. And, the kids were playing games. They didn't let me in.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro. So I just kept knocking. Nothing happened, bro. I was just mad. I was really mad, bro. So I was like, man, if you don't open this door, I'm gonna break it. he didn't take my blow.
Do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do, bro. I remember picking up a rock, bro. I threw it, and I shattered this whole entire like glass, bro.
Damn.
And I just made my ass whooping 10 times worse. You know
that's what, almost $300-$400 worth of glass.
Yeah, bro. I'm sure if I ask my dad, he knows exactly how much it was. You know what I mean?
That's a good amount of money.
But yeah, bro, I remember that reasoning there by itself was the reason why my dad sent me to Virginia.
Oh shit! Yeah, I remember you going to Virginia.
Yeah, I went to live with my uncle for a year and a half or two.
They say you out there learning the Quran.
That's exactly what they did. That's exactly. But I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That was the best time of my life, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like I went out there. My uncle taught me Arabic. Like how to, I could always speak it, but obviously, writing and reading, that's a whole other bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I went out there, man. Let's just say that night I got a good ass whooping, and then that's when the conversation came with my mom and my dad about sending me to Virginia.
Yeah, he don't listen.
Yeah, that kid doesn't listen.
Yeah, send him out there.
They sent me to Virginia, bro.
He's testing the water all the time.
All the time, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, if I bring Ahmed here, we got stories for days about going against the grain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about the story when Jiddu used to come spend a night with you guys? You gotta put it out there, man.
We gotta put it out there, right? All right, man. Look, man.
Let me tell you what I heard.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to what you heard.
Let me tell you what I heard.
And then I'll let you know what really happened.
What I heard is Jiddu, when he was young, he was a big dude.
Jiddu's our cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was younger than most of you guys. And because you guys like to play rough, and he grew up around all sisters, he doesn't know how to handle the rough play.
Yeah.
And I heard you guys used to...
Oh, we used to rough it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to rough it up, bro. It was all four boys in the house.
And he crying, he wanted to come back home.
Bro, it's all four boys in the house. And so, just the high energy's going up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who got the bigger muscles?
Yeah.
Who's stronger than who?
But I was trying to be in charge.
I bet. I'm gonna stop right here, bro, because we closed that chapter. We're good now.
Yeah, big bro.
But yeah, bro. A specific story about Jiddu, man. My cousin. I remember this. We used to be neighbors. We used to live in Kansas over there. And we used to be neighbors. And so he used to always want to hang out with us, Me, Muhammad, and Ahmed. I always wanted to. TJ was still young. TJ was still young.
Yeah, he
was.
was.
What I mean? Yeah, he was still hanging out with the little kids, So, at that time, my dad bought us this set of train. And the basement was huge, you feel me? And so we used to have this train track all around, and we used to play all night, So we just freshly got that, and Jiddu came over, and he fell in love with it, you know what I mean?
He ain't going back home.
He didn't want to go back home.
Yeah.
And so he was just at that time, you'd be like, yo, can you go ask your parents to ask my parents?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
can I spend the night?
Yeah, can I spend the night? Exactly. You don't go directly to your parents and be like, hey, I want to spend the night. No,
hey, they're going to give you that eye.
Yeah, don't.
We talked about this.
Exactly. That's the number one rule they talk about, bro.
ما تسأل أنت ماشي تنوم بدرة.
ولا أسمع كلام.
And then when the other parents be like, خليه ينوم معانا.
That softens the heart a little bit,
عنده مدرسة الصباح. كلهم معجزين. Let them go to sleep.
Let them go to sleep there, bro.
وكلهم شفا صغار. Let them go.
Yeah, bro. I promise, bro. So we just got that train track, and he wanted to just hang out with us and just, play with the train. Mm-hmm. So he, Ali, go tell your parents, or let's go to your parents and see if they can talk to my parents about letting us stay the night. You know? Let's go. And so we went over there and talked to him. My mom went to talk to his mom and dad, and they let us spend the night. And they're like, it's not too far. The weekend, the house is not too far. Cool.
Let them stay one night.
Let them stay the night. You know what I'm saying?
We get them back home tomorrow.
Exactly. So we played all night with that train. You know what I mean? My dad came, shut us down at 10 o'clock. He said, it's time to go to sleep.
10 o'clock, so
10 o'clock,
early.
I think it was 10, 12, 11, somewhere around
something like that, yeah.
Shut it down, let's go eat and then go to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we shut it down. When got ready for bed, I think around 12-ish, that's when we went to sleep,
Yeah.
1 o'clock, 1:30, close to 2 o'clock, cousin over there crying in the corner.
Homeboy.
Jiddu was crying in the corner. You know what I'm saying? And me, Muhammad and Ahmed just knocked out. Hey, Jiddu, man, stop it, bro. You know what I'm saying? We try to sleep, bro. Go to sleep, bro. And all we hear is, I want to go home. You know what I'm saying? I want to go home.
I hated it.
And I was like, yo, bro, it's almost 3 o'clock. A couple more hours, we'll go take you home. Just sleep it off, bro. He didn't like that at all, bro. And so my dad had to wake up at like 2 a.m. and take this guy back home,
Damn.
And so when he got back, he was like, hey, man, nobody else come spend the night over here.
2 a.m.?
2 a.m., bro.
I would have let him cry and sleep.
Yeah, but you know, that's a cousin, man.
I would have just let him cry and go to sleep, boy. We ain't going tonight.
Not tonight, huh?
You gonna learn today.
Exactly.
You say you want to stay, you stay.
Oh, man, you want to play with the big boys, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's a little, short story for you, but I know you want to share one from your side.
I don't know, bro. I got a lot of them, but the one that I vividly remember. So I got a friends who are invited to a party because I used to party a lot back in the day. Thank God I
changed my ways.
Yeah, changed my ways. So I got boys in Dallas. At that time, they weren't really close to me like that. Yeah. I just knew of them, but so they were driving from Dallas. They was gonna swing through Kansas City, and then we were gonna go to Nebraska. We have an event in Nebraska.
Okay.
So, them Dallas boys with the Henny. Henny was like out.
Anything was possible. Huh?
Yeah.
I know that.
Henny was out, and he was during the promotion and all that stuff. So I think they hopped on the road at night.
Yeah.
They hopped on the road at night.
Dallas going to Omaha.
They from Dallas. They coming to Kansas City, then going to Omaha. I think that was the route. Yeah, that was the game plan. They were supposed to come pick up Mr. Dark Mango. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Dark Mango.
Shout out to my
Only
boy.
a few know who that is. But
yeah, so they're supposed to come pick him up, and they're supposed to head out to Nebraska for an event.
Yeah.
So apparently these guys came, and they were lit. They were lit driving in the middle of the road. I think one of the boys called MOB.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his 3 initials.
MOB.
I don't know why, but this is 3 initials. So MOB was driving, I believe, and he get lit. And I think by the time they got to somewhere 2 hours away from here, from Kansas City, it could be Salina, right?
Yeah, Salina, yeah.
So
or Wichita,
they somewhere in those small town. He spotted a deer in the middle of the highway. But Henny was on the system.
Oh, shit.
So homeboy said that he go left, the deer go left. He go right, the deer go right.
In sync with the deer, huh?
Yeah. He said he didn't know which way to go. He went through the deer. Hit the deer. The deer was knocked out cold, torn up. So the car didn't make it far, about a mile.
Damn.
So about a mile down the road, they pulled up. The car was smoking, overheating.
Yeah.
Front bumper is out. All that. So one person thought it was a smart idea. He called 911.
Oh my God.
But before they called 911, they said they want to stage the scene. So they walked a mile, bought 2 people, grabbed the deer, the dead deer.
Everybody,
was dead, yeah, it was dead, it was torn in half.
Yeah.
So they grabbed the deer, they brought it all the way to the front of the car, and they put it in front of the car.
Yeah, staged it nice.
So they staged the accident, and they called
Bro, these guys.
They called 911, and somehow the police saw the whole thing. It was far away watching them, he saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
So the police pulled up, he took the driver. He was asking at that time who was the driver. And I think it was somebody said they were the driver, and they got breathalyzed, and they had a high level of alcohol in the system.
Let's just say, was it 3 or 4 in that car?
It was, I think, 4 people in that car.
And they were all drunk.
They were all lit.
Yeah, that's tough.
So they took the driver to the county.
Yep.
Locked him up. The other guys were standing outside chilling. So I think the passenger claimed that he was the driver. Because they were arguing about it. The passenger claimed he was the driver, blah, blah, blah. Either way, they both were drunk. They took one of them to the jail.
One had to go.
Yeah, they took one of them in until they figured out who was really the driver.
Exactly.
So the next day they called me whether or not I wanted to go get this guy. This guy has been out in a small town for about, at that time, I think 12 hours. They passed the 12 hours.
You might as well go home at that time.
Yeah, and then, the event is still going on tonight on that day.
That same night, yeah.
Yeah, so I think one of my boy, Dark Mango, convinced me, like, yo, that's my boys, let's go get him. So we went out there, drove, got ready and everything, so we drove back 2 hours to go grab these guys.
Yeah.
only to drive back to Nebraska. Now it make Nebraska from Kansas City now is 5 hours.
Jeez.
So when I asked them, like, what were you guys doing all day?
Yeah.
Those guys said they were thinking about stealing another car so they can take off.
They were still trying to party.
They ran out of ideas.
Yeah,
they didn't know what to do.
Party.
But there was only one road that would take you out of that town.
Yeah.
So if those stole a car, if they took a car, the police would know, like, that's the only road that will take you out. Either you're gonna go left or you're gonna go right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they debated it. I guess somebody almost did it, but the plan didn't work out. Thank God. I picked them up, went to Nebraska. They hit the gas station, changing the gas station, no shower, nothing. It went straight to the party.
The party must go on, huh?
Party must go on. And I believe we didn't sleep until like the next day, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was party boys for sure.
So these guys were straight up for 2 days.
Yeah, party
no
boys.
sleep. And it was just, you young, you know what I'm saying? You could stay up, you could push.
Yeah.
And I like those kind of days. Like it was back then, it was anything can go. Like it was free, you got the car, you can literally just put gas and drive to whatever you want to go to.
And things were cheap back in the day.
Hell yeah, especially gas.
That shit's crazy, bro.
Oh yeah, but I loved it, man. But you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I had to retire. Thanks to Almighty.
Right?
Yeah, I retired that. And speaking of retirement, hopefully we're gonna host a episode between Sharpshooter, Deep Jungle, and Hollywood Entertainment.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try to get the whole shenanigan that we had growing up with the promotion and all the disagreement we had and all the, you know what I'm saying, misunderstanding we had. We trying to solve it.
Yeah.
And hopefully that we'll have a better understanding now we all grown up. Why did we thought that? Why were we thinking that way during that time?
Exactly. And not everybody found their own path, Thank
God,
we're done with all this, Thank God we're done with all the shenanigans, bro.
So one person got married and three other guys still bachelors chilling. Still out there chilling. They for the street, I believe. Yeah.
Hey, shout out. Shout out, man. Whatever makes, floats your boat, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
I love it back then, man. Just life was simple.
No,
you could literally just do whatever you want. You could choose whatever route you want to choose, and a lot of people chose the wrong way. Yeah. I know people that got deported.
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah, people that got deported end up going back to South Sudan, Kenya, whatever you name it.
Yeah.
And I know people that right now are like, in a pretty good position in life.
100%.
So it's all about the choices you make. You know what I mean? It was pretty, you go right, you go left, you go straight. And
let me tell you something, man. All these people that we know that got deported, they will never say, I wish I would have done that shit again.
Oh, no.
There's no such thing as, I wish I could go back and do it again.
Oh, no.
It's always they regret it. But at the end of the day, that's just what life is.
It's too late, yeah.
It's too late. But, you live and you learn, man. You know what I mean? And then some of these people that made these mistakes, regret them. But the people that are around them, their friends, they have to look at the situation that these guys are in and trying to change their life so they don't end up in that same position.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, man, my boss always says, bro, you never wake up the morning after and wish that you would have had one more beer. You know what I mean? Which is 100% true. You already hung over. You don't wish that, you had one more beer and shit,
It's too late.
And it's the same thing with like just life. You wish, you keep it on the same path. And I'm not gonna lie, man, like, back in the days, my parents always used to say like, stay away from this kind of stuff, keep yourself, straight, you know what I mean? Keep a good friend group around you. But at the time, you never think about it.
You honestly don't think about 90% of the advice you get from your parents until you become a parent.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until you become a parent, then you start thinking about like, ooh, like basically the other day I was thinking like when I was 13,
yeah,
I think between 12, 13, I convinced my mom to let me go from Kosti. It's a five hours drive with the bus from Kosti to Khartoum. I cried 2 days because my cousin, he already got the good to go. So he came to my neighborhood and he told me, let's go. I said, I don't think my mom's going to let me go. And he said, go figure it out and let me know we're leaving in 2 days.
Right.
So those 2 days I spent crying.
Right in front of moms, huh?
Anytime she come, bro.
Yeah.
Why am I not go? I want to go.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Please, Bob, let me go.
Come on, my friends are
So
going.
I think I spent 2 days crying, literally convincing her. I think at that point she had enough. She was tired of me crying.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like literally crying, bro, like tears and everything.
Yeah.
I wasn't joking. I wanted to go.
Yeah, you were trying
so
to kick
that's
with your
what it takes
cousins.
to convince. Yeah. So she tell I go, and so we took off. Me and my cousin, we went and we went to our destination, which is Morida, Durman and Morida.
Okay.
So I spent some of my childhood up there too. I was 12, 13. So now that I'm thinking about it, my son, my oldest son, he's 13 years old.
Right.
Boy, if he turn off that phone and I don't know where he at,
No kidding.
I'm losing my mind. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you say. Yeah.
I'm out in the street looking, where the hell did he go?
Exactly.
I'm knocking over his friend's house. Is he in there?
Yeah.
And if he's in there, how come you don't got your phone? Why didn't you text me?
Yeah. Now you know the importance of it.
Now that I know how important it is that my mom didn't want me to go.
True.
We didn't even have phone for her to call me.
Exactly. At that time, yeah, exactly. At that time, they just want to know where you going, who you going to be with.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And now, like, I'm like, yo, keep your phone on you. Make sure you call me if there's an emergency. I'm out here giving this boy like 99 advice before he leave the house to just go next door. He's only going there to play basketball.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. I can only imagine. I'm not gonna lie to you. Obviously, I don't got no kids, but
that's one thing I realized. You don't really listen then because I don't know. Somehow you thinking you invincible. Like, what are they talking about?
Exactly.
But now you a parent. You are here freaking and everything about your kid.
True.
But yeah, I hope that people really listen because this advice do get you out of a lot of trouble.
100%, 1,000%, bro. 1,000%. It's crazy.
Parents do know because they have been through these roads or seen where these roads have led other people to. So they do not wish you to go down this road because other people did not succeed it.
100%.
Other people then fall off and really fall off hard. And so that's why I just wish you could speak to someone. And
one thing I do realize though too, it's about like, the way you address it, because some people just say, hey, the deliverance. Yeah. Some people just say, hey, don't do this. Stay your ass in the house,
Think about it, man. Yes, you would like to provide an explanation, but trust me, man, as a father, man, you don't want to explain nothing because they already pissed you off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's plenty of other things that already went through your mind, and he haven't done one thing. He done a lot of other things.
Okay.
So you're no longer at the explanation point. You have to do this, and I'm gonna beat your ass now. But I think if you gotta grab him every time you gotta explain things to him, boy, that's tough. Maybe other people know how to do that, but that's tough. I know how to explain like a multiple thing. And then let him go. But I cannot explain every stage all the time because sometimes you really got to let him go and learn.
That's true.
Yeah. Even though you said no, but you really got to stay back and wish that they listen. And if they don't, you're like, oh, now you know.
Okay.
Now you know, my guy. You know what I'm saying? You learn. They got to learn either art.
Exactly.
And sometimes you really can't make them listen.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you say, you was a hard-headed kid.
Oh, bro,
you was trying to time me 5 minutes before. Listen, you're not even giving the courtesy of like 30 minutes. You was literally trying to come 5 minutes before the show. So why are we even going far?
No, you're right, 100%, bro. But I'm telling you, that's just that child mentality, man. I was just having fun. That's what they call it, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but no, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's a little short segment. We definitely have some things working up and we got some things cooking for you guys. Please stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment. Please share this with your friends and family. This is not just for, just like people that but I want to reach everybody. Please just like hit that share button and let everybody kind of tune in. And if you guys have anything that you guys want us to touch base on, please hit the comment button and let us know what we can talk about.
Comment down there, comment below and let us know that anything that you shared in your life that we could maybe bring to light, or maybe we had shared too growing up in America. And we have a lot of topic that's coming up that we need to touch on, like big time.
Yeah.
And subscribe, share, like. But TikTok, but a lot of people kabbis.
That's what they say. Should I not click? I want to
kabbis like or marish, I thought the one is stuck with me is kabbis. That's TikTok.
TikTok talk for you. Yeah. Sudanese style, Arabic style.
So yeah, Kabis, like,
subscribe, everything, bro.
Whatever works.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.